You know what I've been noticing? I keep talking to women who aren't necessarily in financial trouble. They're paying their bills, clients are coming in, the business is moving forward. Things are actually going pretty well. But underneath it all, there's this quieter question that's rattling around in their heads. I think I'm okay, but I'm not sure. A friend of mine once told me that one of the things that bothers her most is when money quietly pulls her out of the room. And I knew exactly what she meant. It's the difference between hearing, "Can we get ice cream?" and immediately saying yes, and hearing, "Can we get ice cream?" and feeling your stomach tighten just a little while you do the math. What matters, I think, the most in that is that for just few seconds, you leave the moment, you leave the room, and you're no longer there with your family. You're no longer in the room having a great time. And I think that I don't know. I'm starting to realize that a lot of solopreneurs are asking themselves that same question way more often than they realize. I think it's actually pretty pervasive. Um, and I think it's an interesting thing because what I think it's pointing to is I don't think most people actually want a bigger business. I mean, obviously, there's a stage where you're growing it, right? And you need it to become bigger. But I think a lot of businesses reach a point where it's doing pretty well. So it's not actually that you want a bigger business at that point. What you actually want is a business that you can trust, which is a whole different thing. And it doesn't happen overnight, but you build towards it. You make decisions with that future in mind. So what I mean by a business that you can trust, the other thing I've been catching myself say a lot lately, because I've been talking to people about this, is a business that you can carry you, or a business that can carry you, or a business that's a partner. One that you're not carrying all the time. So sometimes, you're the solopreneur, you're the business owner, it is your business. So yeah, sometimes you're carrying it. But the businesses I've worked for, the ones that I've been inside of, they carried the owner in so many ways. And I think that's what so many solopreneurs are looking for. I know that's what I'm looking for. I don't want a business that's forcing me to white knuckle. I don't want a business that I'm having to leave the room when we're thinking about getting ice cream. I don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm Tracy Ingram. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. And I wrote more about this in this week's Substack article, appropriately named, "I Think I'm Okay, but I'm Not Sure." If this seems familiar to you, I'd love for you to read it. I'd love to hear from you. And if you've been quietly carrying that question around, drop me a DM, send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. Because every time you have to leave the moment to silently ask, "Are we okay?" your business is costing you something. Not money, presence.